Now on Broadway, An Enemy of the People is a New York Times critic's pick. Jeremy Strong is one of the great actors of his generation, hails the Chicago Tribune. In a performance the Wall Street Journal praises as powerfully affecting and bitterly funny. Michael Imperioli sets off sparks, cheers the Hollywood Reporter. Victoria Pedretti is luminous, raves variety. From director Sam Gold and playwright Amy Herzog, An Enemy of the People is urgent, electrifying, and haunting, declares USA Today. An Enemy of the People, on Broadway through June 16th only.
On today's Smart 7, Biden puts pressure on Israel, NATO steps up aid for Ukraine, and much more. It's Friday, 5th of April, it's National Caramel Day, and happy birthday, Lily James.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
US President Joe Biden held a 30-minute call with Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu on Thursday evening, their first call since the drone strikes that killed 7 aid workers. Biden emphasised the need for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza and warned that future support for Israel from the US will depend on seeing concrete action to protect aid workers and civilians on the ground. Israel has agreed to open the Erez crossing to speed up the arrival of aid. The death of the 7 aid workers has sparked a change in public opinion on the war, and there has been a growing chorus of calls for the UK to stop selling arms to Israel. Thursday saw over 600 lawyers and academics sign a 17-page letter warning that the UK is in danger of breaching international law by continuing to supply weapons, and London Mayor Sadiq Khan also called for an immediate halt.
I think the government should be pausing all sales of weapons to Israel. Rishi Sunak claims to be chums with Benjamin Netanyahu. Where's the evidence? We're using that influence to put pressure on the Israeli government.
UN Special Rapporteur on Human Rights, Professor Ben Saul, says the attack on aid workers is disturbing and is a potential breach of international law, given that the aid workers had communicated their route in advance.
It's not just deliberate killing of civilians or humanitarian workers that is a war crime. It's also recklessly doing so by not undertaking all of the precautions required to verify what the target is.
Thursday marked the 75th anniversary of NATO, and the alliance's foreign ministers gathered in Brussels to celebrate the occasion. In the short term, there's been an urgent call for more air defences as Russia continues to hammer cities across Ukraine, and NATO members have been asked to return home and see what additional systems they can ship to the front line. Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg insisted that NATO's support must be practical and must involve a plan for membership.
At Vilnius, we agreed to bring Ukraine closer to NATO. We are working together to cement Ukraine's path towards NATO membership. This matters for Ukraine's security and for our security.
Ukraine's Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba was also present at the meeting and spoke directly to US Secretary of State Antony Blinken about the urgent need for more of the US's Patriot missile systems. Blinken was equally steadfast in his determination that Ukraine has a future in NATO.
Ukraine will become a member of NATO. Our purpose at the summit is to help build a bridge to that membership.
Suella Braverman may have left the Home Office, but her plan to criminalise homelessness live on. It's part of a government pledge to end rough sleeping in the life of this Parliament, and the Criminal Justice Bill includes new powers for police to fine, jail or move on those sleeping rough. But elements of the bill, which include provisions for arresting someone who smells bad, have sparked a mini rebellion within the Tory party, with up to 40 MPs now believed to be against the bill. And there have already been questions over whether or not the legal provisions on nuisance begging are far too broad. Matthew Downey from Homelessness Charity Crisis says he's not surprised at the backlash.
When we first saw this policy, we thought it can't be real. It's so ridiculous, it's so counterproductive, it's so cruel. So I'm not surprised to see a big backbench and cross-party revolt against it.
The local and mayoral elections are due to take place on May 2nd, and Thursday saw the Green Party launch their official campaign. Co-leaders Carla Denyer and Adrian Ramsey were in Bristol for the launch, with high hopes of cashing in on the Tory election poll misery. The Greens currently have 760 seats across England and Wales, and they're hoping to win more, not just in their traditional heartlands. One of their biggest targets is taking control of Bristol Council, and their strategy is to focus on local government rather than just Green policies.
Whether it's hospitals or schools or bins, the most important things are done locally. We want to see a reverse in the decline of local council funding, and we will fight for the investment we need for community services.
Still to come on today's Smart 7 Chelsea Break United Hearts, and Emma Roberts explains how she became a meme right after this. Welcome back. Thursday night saw the final two fixtures in a big Premier League week, and they saved the best till last as Chelsea welcomed Manchester United, while Liverpool hosted Sheffield United, knowing that a win could see them back on top of the table and 2 points clear with 8 games to go. There were 11 goals across the two games, with Liverpool taking an early lead and finishing 3-1 winners. At Stamford Bridge, there was huge drama as Chelsea came back from 2-3 down to win with 2 goals deep into injury time from Cole Palmer. Manager Mauricio Pochettino was delighted with his team's bounce back.
Yes, it's difficult to breathe because the last 5 minutes, was a game, an unbelievable game. That is the Premier League, that is the football, amazing.
You may know American actress Emma Roberts from her 6th series on Ryan Murphy's American Horror Story, or maybe from the recent flop Madame Web, or quite likely you've seen her on TikTok where she's basically become a meme. She popped up with Jimmy Fallon this week to talk about what it was like to kiss Kim Kardashian for the latest season of American Horror Story, and she also explained how she accidentally went super viral.
My sister is 10 years younger than me, and so she was like, "You're not posting enough videos." So I had glam, I did this video, I made this stupid face where I was like, and put a Lana Del Rey song on it, went to bed, woke up, and the internet had its way with me.
There's a new romantic comedy on the way called Mother of the Bride. It's got nothing to do with the Steve Martin Father of the Bride movies. This one features a mother, her daughter, and an old flame. Brooke Shields plays Lana, who gets a shock when her daughter Emma, played by former iCarly star Miranda Cosgrove, announces she's getting married in Thailand. But that shock is nothing compared to the surprise she gets when her daughter's future father-in-law turns out to be her long-lost first love, played by Benjamin Bratt. It's from Mark Waters, director of Freaky Friday and Mean Girls, and it hits Netflix on May 9th.
Once upon a time, your father and Emma's mother dated in college.
Wait, what? No, I mean, I wasn't serious.
Are you serious?
You have to play cool. Let him see what he's missed, but don't let him know you care.
The best thing you can do is relax.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Now on Broadway, An Enemy of the People is a New York Times Critics' Pick. Jeremy Strong is one of the great actors of his generation, hails the Chicago Tribune. In a performance the Wall Street Journal praises as powerfully affecting and bitterly funny. Michael Imperioli sets off sparks, cheers the Hollywood Reporter. Victoria Pedretti is luminous, raves variety. From director Sam Gold and playwright Amy Herzog, An Enemy of the People is urgent, electrifying, and haunting, declares USA Today. An Enemy of the People on Broadway through June 16th only.